Hi, this is Kim Jolene with Finding Your Fiji, and I'm here doing a reading today for our Scorpios. And this reading is for July 2016, and we'll be doing, as usual, the general aspects for the month of July. We'll also be tapping in with Archangel Michael wants to come in around your career and finances, so we're going to be getting some guidance from him. And then Archangel Raphael, of course, for our healing. And then lastly, we are going to use the messages from your angels for your relationships. And the angels this month have come in and said that this isn't necessarily all related to romantic relationships this month, because there's a lot of relationship stuff going on in the month of July. And in particular, these first 2 weeks of the month of July, there's just a lot of things that are going to be coming up and triggering you. And so they're wanting to give you a little bit more broader guidance than just around the romance. So let's go ahead and get started. Oops, they're throwing that card at me. I'm going to grab that one. So sometimes there's different cards that will kind of fall out of the deck or just come out of the deck, and so those are ones that they want me to use. The other ones, people always ask me, like, how do you know which cards to pick? And it's just, as I'm going through it or as I'm paging through, they're like, oh, that one. They're kind of telling me as I'm doing it, so that's how I do that. And I do that in my private readings as well. I always pick the cards. I don't, just as an aside, I don't really like having other people touch my cards. It's an energy thing. I want only my energy on the cards. And so I do occasionally do some readings in person here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. But I typically, if somebody touches the cards, then I've got to clear them before I do the next reading. So it's something that I'm very protective of. So if you have decks of cards that you work with, just make sure that you are clearing those decks before you start working with them. And there's instructions typically in the front of the book about how to do that and how to make them your own. And essentially it's, you kind of knock it and clear the energy out of it. And then also touch each one of the cards to get your energy in there, right? So that's one of the things. And of course, angel decks and all kinds of different decks are helpful in your own process and in your own work. So Scorpios, let's get started. We've got the Eight of Earth, and this is, again, the general aspects for the month of July. The Eight of Earth is, of course, Earth cards are all about how you make your money and what you need to do to be here on Earth and in this plane. And of course, 8 is one of my favorite feng shui numbers, because in feng shui that represents wealth. So you can see our little bagua here. And for those of you that maybe this is your first reading with me, you're like, what the heck, what are you doing? So I'm a feng shui expert as well, and I oftentimes will bring that information in because it's really important right now that we have an environment that energetically supports us, especially as we're going through a huge transformation this month. So a lot of people are decluttering, of course, letting go of things that no longer serve them. And then feng shui can help balance the energy in the space. And we use a lot of natural and nature and natural things to bring that in. And the energies of 5 different elements is what we typically use. And so I have information on my website, and of course you can go out and grab, I have a free gift, my 9 fast feng shui fixes to attract abundance. So it's my best tips for bringing in abundance using feng shui. So if you haven't gone out and grabbed that gift, go do that. It's findingyourfiji.com. There's a link below. I think the link below it goes to that. Anyway, findingyourfiji.com. So 8 of Earth. So 8 is about wealth, right? And this really is about you being rewarded for the work that you've done. So I feel like over the last 6 months or so, you've done a lot of work and maybe laid the groundwork in a lot of things. And so finally now that groundwork is coming to fruition for you. I also see, so this is sort of a past card. And what I'm seeing around that is that you've really been diving into a topic. And if you haven't yet, this is coming for you, but many of you Scorpios have already done this, where you've been diving into a topic and learning everything you possibly can about it. It's really exciting to you. You really enjoy it. And so it's kind of that going back to school, but in a good way, right? And what I'm seeing around that is that actually will complement the skills that you've learned up to this point. So that will be something going forward. And then we have the Five of Earth, so another Earth card. And again, Earth cards are all about how you make your money and what you need to do to be here on Earth. And so I like to look and see where our 5 falls in here. And 5 is actually helpful people. So if you look, this is your mental map or your bagua of your space. And the helpful people is, so this lays out, this bottom part here would be your front door. And this is, you can grab this in your free gift and it explains it, how to use it. But helpful people is about clients. It's about being in the right place at the right time. It's about connecting with people from the other side that might be helpful. So your spirit team and your guides, your angels, just like we're doing here. So the Five of Earth is really, what's coming up around this is that you have a lot of fears around money. And this is no surprise that these would be surfacing now, because this is, we're in some retrogrades still this summer, and we have lots of things that are triggering us as we go through this transformation. We're essentially recreating ourselves right now. And so these fears are coming up so that you can clear them. So it sounds funny, but get excited when those fears come up. Because you know that, oh yay, this is coming up so that I can clear it out and don't have to work with this energy anymore, right? But that's the key, is you do really have to process it, and you really do have to clear it out, or it's going to keep coming up and up and up and up again and again. So this, what's coming up around this is that, you know, there's many of you that are self-employed, and that is sort of uncertain. Like it's just, you're just at a point where you're like not sure whether this is going to go or not, whether this is going to work or not. And those fears aren't helping, because that fear energy kind of acts as a repellent for the clients that do want to work with you, right? Or the people that need what you have to offer. That fear acts as sort of a repellent to them. So letting that go sooner rather than later will help. It's also important to accept help from others. And so what I'm seeing around this is that perhaps getting together with like a mastermind group would be very helpful. And I'm seeing like 3 to 5 people. So this would be a group. So rather than the one-on-one accountability, this would be a group. I have a mastermind that I'm part of, that there's 3 of us, and twice a month we get on Skype and connect about what's going on with us and our business. We give each other feedback and insight, and it's just really helpful, especially when you're self-employed, to have that supportive group of people that just are there for you, you know, that you can bounce ideas off of, you can have them look at what you've done, that type of thing. So I would encourage you, if you haven't gotten to be part of a mastermind, to consider that. And you can create your own, you know, find some people that you know, if you're a woman that is finding that a lot of other women in her business, finding other women business owners to connect with would be really, really good for you. And, you know, it's those people that you are drawn to that you really like. That would be, you know, a good, and it's got to be people that, well, you don't have to know them super well, because the people that I'm in mastermind with, I don't know super well, and actually that's a little bit better, because then we're able to be more objective than like doing that, for instance, with your BFF. So, all right, let's move forward. We have the Strength card, Archangel Ariel. And Ariel is just wanting to let you know that you are, you have a lot of great inner strength. And the things that you've gone through in this lifetime have really helped boost your armor, if you will, and helped create that strength. Okay, so I'm just, they've got another message coming in, so I'm trying to give you the one, and they're bringing in another message at the same time, so I apologize for that. What I'm seeing is this is about creating your own world the way that you want it to be. And so part of what you need to do is let go of judgments that you have of how anyone else is doing it. Of yourself, that maybe you're not doing it like everyone else, or perhaps that you aren't, you know, you aren't doing the things you should do, or you aren't, perhaps, you know, you haven't done the things that you had set out to do. typically there's a reason for that procrastination. There's something out of alignment there. You're not connected to whatever it is that you're doing. It's not the right time. There's lots of different reasons that procrastination can come up for you. But they're wanting to let you to let go of the judgments around that. Just be curious, be observant, be curious about it rather than judgmental. And same thing with other people. Like, everyone is here to live their own life. You're not here to tell anyone else how to live, including your children, right? It's their life to live, so it really is important to let them do that. Okay. And then it just, it's around forgiveness and compassion. And part of what this is when you have sort of these dark storms that come through, and then you get to a place where you can be compassionate and observant and forgive, then that's where sort of the rainbows come in, and that's where the sky gets brighter, and you just see the blessings in the rain. So that's a little analogy they're throwing in there for us. All right, so let's move on. We are going to move on, Scorpios, to our career and finances. And as I mentioned, Archangel Michael wants to help you all with this in the month of July. All right. So we are going to see what, Michael wants here. All right. So related to finances, and of course I love the color purple, and all these cards are purple, so it's not anything about that, but I love purple because, again, that's a wealth color in feng shui, and you can add the color purple to your wealth corner to help boost that. I have purple in my logo, of course, because I wanted some of that wealth in my logo as well. You'll see that there. I actually have my logo is all sort of feng shui. I've got the 5 elements in there, and it was done very, very intentionally, right? Okay, so this is forgive yourself. You haven't done anything wrong. And so what Archangel Michael is wanting to let you know, again, God, this is a theme for you guys this month. It's about forgiveness and about being gentle and kind with yourself. So part of this is, we blame ourselves for certain things that happen in our lives. And yes, we do have control, and we have the ability to create and co-create what it is that we want in our lives. But we're also human, right? We're humans in a body, spirits in a body, and we aren't perfect, and that's the beauty of it. And so sort of letting go of that blame, and also kind of letting go of any of that anger or fear that you're sort of directing towards other people. Because honestly, when you're doing that, it's not about them. It's almost like you're turning it back on yourself, because it's like you're trying to get it out of your body by directing it at them, and that's not the way to do it. You need to process that, get the information, get the message for yourself, and then it will just go away. It just disappears. I had a brief little, this morning, had a little bit of anxiety popping up around finances and money, and I just, all of a sudden I'm just like, okay, I've got an emotion coming up, right? I'm going to feel that. I just stopped and like, okay, where is that in my body? Where do I feel that? And I was feeling it kind of my jaw, which is typical for me. Jaw, throat, kind of chest. It was like this whole area was very tight. And I just gave it space to be, and I just breathe into it, right? Let it go, breathe into it. And literally it will only last like 60 to 90 seconds. And sometimes you'll get a message that will pop in right then as you're giving it space and being observant of it. Other times it will be over the next day or two. The message might pop in about what to do. And I was actually able to, kind of drop into a meditation and get some information around that for myself. So that's one way to do it. Okay. And then Michael wants you to keep your eyes on the target, right? And so this is really about your intention. So it doesn't have to do with some big lofty goal. It doesn't have to do with, you want to make $1 million or you want 50 new clients this year. It's not about that. The intention, is how you want to feel. It's more about how you want to feel. And so Archangel Michael wants to come in and let you know that as you focus your attention on, what you want to feel. So just as an example, you might want for me, I'll just give you one example from my own life. I want a life of joy and ease. So I'm letting go of that attachment as to how that comes in for me and how that happens. And it's beautiful how things open up when you do that, when you let go of exactly how that needs to happen, what needs to happen in order for me to experience that. Because my spirit guides, the angels, God, have a lot more information than I do about all of that, and they can see bigger things for me than I can even see for myself. So I keep your eyes on the intention. And then you've got somebody in your mind right now. So think of who you're thinking about, and you just are kind of wondering if you can trust this person, if they're what you're seeing is real and true regarding this business dealing. So it could be a client, it might be a business partner, could be a referral partner, something like that. But the person you're asking about is trustworthy. So Michael is just wanting to let you know that this person, you can trust them. And it's not too good to be true, right? They are who they say they are. And yes, they're human, and we all make mistakes at different times, but they are genuine in their intentions and their regard for you. So just know that. All right, let's move on to our health, our healing aspects for the month of July for our Scorpios. So again, these are Archangel Raphael's coming through. And sunlight is important for those of you in the Western world where you get a lot more sun in the summer, and so this should be pretty easy for you to get outside. And they're just wanting you to soak up that vitamin D, and it really does help improve your mood, of course, it does. And it also helps improve your thoughts, because when you're out in the sunlight and you're soaking up that sunlight, you see things from a brighter perspective, right? A lighter perspective is what's coming through around that. Here we go again. So you guys are going to be like sick of me by the time we're done with this reading, I swear. Forgiveness. God, could they say it again? Forgiveness heals. And so if you are having any physical stuff going on in your body, actually forgiving yourself and others will help that. It will help it heal. So oftentimes because we have these physical bodies, we carry or store energy from things that have happened to us in our bodies. And as that comes up and we process it, we feel it. You actually take some time to feel that emotion and then, let it dissipate. Those pains in your body will go. So again, just another tie-in to that piece around forgiveness for you guys. Okay, and then stay positive. And so this is related to your health and healing aspects. Archangel Raphael really just wants you to stay in a state of positivity. And what does that mean? So some people will say, what can go wrong will go wrong. How about switching that around? And I can't even recall who originally said this. Maybe Reverend Ann Purcell, possibly. It's, what can go right will go right. Switch it around, change it around. And so if you catch yourself, and that's the biggest key right here, is catching yourself when you have those negative thoughts or you're thinking negatively, and stop and say, okay, that's not what I want to draw into my life. What is it that I do want? So I would love to have many new clients this month, or I would love to have, connect with someone that can help me sort things out. Whatever it is for you, whatever it is that you need, is really focusing on the positive aspects. And if everything it feels like a shit storm, if you will, I'm just going to say it that way. I don't even know how else to say it. Find something to focus on that's positive. There's always something. It can be like, oh, my left arm feels good, right? My big toe on my left foot feels good. I have a warm bed to sleep in. I have lights, electricity, right? You have a cell phone. There's so many little things that you can be positive and grateful for. So If your life seems a certain area of your life feels like you can't be positive about it, focus on a different area of your life that you can be positive about. All right, let's move on. So this is our messages from our angels, but this is your relationships for the month of July 2016 for our Scorpios. And again, the angels have indicated to me that this isn't just, this is not just for your romantic relationships, because there's going to be a lot of other things that come up and trigger you in other relationships this month as well. All right. So Archangel Gabriel is coming through. Such a pretty card. So Gabrielle is really just wanting to let you know that you do have an important life purpose, and it does involve communication. And so it's important for you, you know, when you're working interpersonally with your personal relationships, family, friends, spouse, romantic, whatever it may be, children, all of that, communication is important. And so you're getting practice. They're giving you practice and giving you a chance to sort of practice what you preach, if you will, about being able to communicate, because that's something that it's part of your life purpose as well. And they want you don't let any feelings of not being good enough or worthy or insecurities get in the way of that. It's really, speak your truth and communicate the way that you would like people to communicate with you, because you're teaching them. Every time you communicate with someone, you're teaching them how you want them to treat you. So keep that in mind. All right. And then we have the patience card. So this is for those of you that are not yet in a relationship, are still looking. We have the patience card. And what this is really about is and patience is the angel, but I always think of it as the dual thing around that. But this is, okay, I'm just wanting to get a little bit of clarity from them. Okay. So they're wanting to let you know that there's a potential. So this is for those of you that are single. There's a potential for a couple new bright lights to come into your world in the romantic sector. And the way I say bright lights is that they're people that you would be attracted to, right? Where you have that attraction, because like the sun, people are attracted to the sun, and this is like two suns. You're kind of attracted to two different people, and they are kind of from different worlds, in different arenas, that type of thing. But just they're wanting to let you know that there is some patience required around that, and gathering information. And so the other piece of this is the student thing is coming in again for you guys. And so this is around being able to read books on relationships and take classes and that type of thing, so that you are set up and ready to be able to handle the relationship that you want as it comes in, and the depth of that, because this is a deeper relationship than you've had before, is what I'm getting around that. Okay, and then we have Francesca coming through, Angel Francesca, and this is really about gaining clarity about what it is that you want. And so lots of times people are like, oh, I just want some food. Well, what kind of food? Be very specific about what it is that you want. And again, so there's sort of a fine line around this. You can be very specific, like I want this specific car, this model, this make, this year, these features, that type of thing. You can be very specific, or you can be, I would just love a new car, and be more general about, or even say a new car with these features, and let go of what type of car that is or how that comes to you. Okay, so regarding relationships, then what they're saying is to be clear about what it is you want in a relationship. So be clear about those rock solid things, but be unattached to what that looks like, right, when it comes in, or who that person is. If you're typically attracted to dark-haired men, maybe this is a man who's blonde, right? So just be unattached to how that comes in for you. Okay, so we've got a couple extra cards that we are going to go through here. So we've got the Three of Earth, and this is, I always think of this as the creativity card. The Three of Earth, and again, and it is, so interestingly enough, I love how these correlate, but on the Feng Shui Bagua, the 3 is creativity, so that is, I'm going to just point that out over here. This is the creativity and children's square. And my home here is actually a 3 home. So when you go on and grab your free gift, it will help you calculate what type of home you live in, and it gives you a big insight. So here I've been very, very creative in this home. I've come up with a lot of new ideas, kits, feng shui kits, projects, classes, all kinds of different things that have come in for me in this space. So this card is really for you guys about that power of creativity. And it's also, again, about being recognized, okay? So I feel like that's going to come through, and particularly as it relates to teamwork. So working with others, you know, could be referrals, something like that, where you're getting recognized for referring clients to someone, that type of thing, okay? And then we've got, whoops, let's do it this way. We've got go forward fearlessly. So related to your career, because this Michael was coming in around the career, so I feel like that's connected to that. Michael really wants you to just know that he's with you every step of the way, and that you can go forward without fear. Like, you don't need to drag that fear with you. It's not helpful, and it's not even real. The only thing that's real is love, and so why would you be dragging something that's an illusion? And I love this little acronym. I have no idea who came up with it, but it's for fear. It's false expectations appearing real, right? False expectations appearing real. So it's not there, it's an illusion. That fear is an illusion. And so really let go of that and move forward without that. All right. And then fresh air. So we have the sunshine and the fresh air. So really, even if the sun isn't out, get outside is kind of the message there. And so they're really wanting to tell you, you know, every day, even if you can get out for just 10 minutes and take a short walk, that's really going to help. It helps clear your head. It helps get your body moving. We want to be moving our bodies, right? We have these beautiful bodies that we have, that we get to live in here. And so you want to be moving your body and using your body and making the most of that. All right, and then the last card we have is Omega. And so this is the victory card. It really is about, you know, what you want is coming through. It will be coming through for you. And it's just keep it on. So move forward fiercely, keep moving forward, and that victory is coming for you. You are going to get what you want, and it's going to feel very very exciting, a little bit like hang on for the ride type of feeling is what I'm getting around that. But and that too, as things start to pick up towards the end of August and into September, it is going to be one of those things where you're gonna want to just be able to hang on. So that is what I have for you, Scorpios, for the month of July 2016. So all about forgiveness. I can't even, you know, sometimes there's not an emerging theme that comes through for a reading, but this one was definitely all about forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving others. And if you're interested in learning a process around that, feel free to connect with me. I offer a free virtual coffee chat. It's a 20-minute call. It's not a reading. I don't do a reading during that. I don't do coaching during it, but I will give you some tips, and it's kind of a good chance for me to get to know you a little bit better too. So you can go on my website, findingyourfiji.com, and just click on schedule now and book. It's called a virtual coffee chat. And so you can book that anytime. We do that over the phone or via Skype if you're out of the country. And then I've got a special, summer special on readings, yay. This is for people that have had readings from me before. I have the 20% off for the first reading. If you go down below, you can get that code. But then for people that have had readings with me before, those people aren't going to be able to use that code because it's a one-time use only. I have 15% off this month on readings, and actually through the end of July. And so that code is SUMMER, SUMMER, all in caps. And you just put that in when you book, and then you'll get the 15% off of your reading. And that applies for 30 and 60-minute readings as well. So, all right, that is all that I have for you. We want to make certain that you're taking time to relax this month, having fun, and enjoy this life. Every last little ounce and drop of this life. Enjoy it. Much love. Did you enjoy your angel reading? I'm sure questions have popped up for you about specifics in your own life. To get answers personalized just for you, click below to schedule your appointment. You can use coupon code ANGEL20 to save 20% on any one of my readings. For more information about me and Finding Your Fiji services, go to findingyourfiji.com. Enjoy your day.